What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to Lineman Life Live. It's Wednesday. I'm Reserve Lineman Uche Nwaneri here with Justin Blaylock. It is hump day, ladies and gents. And it's a hell of a hump because there ain't nothing to really talk about today, folks. We've been looking, we've been searching, we've been digging. We can't find nothing. Ain't nothing happening in the sports world. No, there is something happening in the sports world, and we're going to get into it here in a little bit. Do us a favor, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Well, you know, they've been fighting for it for a while. The campaigns, the negotiations, all of the back and forth that the United States women's national soccer team has gone through. That's finally paid off for these ladies. Now they are going to be receiving equal pay as their male counterparts do, I believe, in international competition. We will see. We got an article that we're going to go through here in a second and talk about that. Also, you got game one, Western Conference Finals. Ooh, the Mavs, baby. The Mavs going into Golden State, into Oakland or into San Fran to play against the Golden State Warriors. It's going to be a tough one, but we're going to take a look at a quick clip of a prediction that I think is on point as far as who's going to come out in this series.
Mavs in 6.
And also, it's definitely not going to be Suns in 4. I know that. Also, the Pac-12, actually the NCAA is now allowing for the football conferences to have a champion without having to split their conference into divisions for them to be eligible to get into the postseason tournament. So that is something that we might glance and take a look at as well. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Let's look at this article. Just to kind of kick things off, obviously talking about the United States women's national team. These ladies are, they are the best in the world when it comes to women's soccer.
Like 20 years
balled out
on top.
Yeah, these ladies have been balling out for about 20 years. So, there's going to be a point when this is going to be a situation that had to be handled. And, I think that this is a good moment for them. This is a great moment for, women's soccer. It says U.S. Soccer Federation and women's team announce equal pay deal. This is truly a historic moment. Let's see here. It says on Wednesday, the U.S. women's national soccer team reached a first of its kind deal with U.S. Soccer Federation that closes the gender wage gap and ensures equal pay with the men's national team. Collective bargaining agreements between U.S. soccer and the men's and women's national teams are accumulation of a years-long fight for pay parity. Now, just real quick, before we go further here, I always was of the mindset that the reason why they weren't getting paid equally was, I believe, one of two things, or both things combined. I think that one of them is that obviously, because of how money is paid out from, corporations like FIFA, when it comes to the Women's World Cup, FIFA pays the teams differently because the men's side of the World Cup makes, obviously,
way
tenfold more than the Women's World Cup makes.
Sure.
That's not even close.
Sure.
So the money that's paid out obviously is going to be different. So they're not getting paid as much by FIFA as contestants in the Women's World Cup, even as the winners of the World Cup multiple times. They're not getting paid that much.
I was
on the back end.
This might not matter, but the men's TV deals and revenue definitely ain't because of the American men.
Yeah. No.
I'm not sure how much of a factor that is, but people are paying to see Germany and Brazil playing the final or something like that.
Come on. When's the last time when's the last time the men made it to the World Cup? We didn't even made it to the World Cup.
Last go round, we didn't even make it. So
Yeah. So I mean, and look, I think that's where a lot of things can get misconstrued. Is that the women's team was getting paid maxed out by FIFA for the Women's World Cup. They were getting the highest payouts because they were the champs, more often than not. But that doesn't really factor into, what they get compared to the men, because these are two different pay scales you're talking about, two different based on revenue, and the revenue that they bring in is not comparable to the men's. So, I was always of the mindset of that. And also, I believe that the women took like a package in their last deal that gave them like hella benefits on the medical side, paternity, maternity leave, all these things were like factored in. They got paid. There were a couple players who missed because they were pregnant, and they still got paid. They got paid what they were supposed to get paid. So they took a deal that was different than the men's. As far as, the U.S. Soccer Federation goes, as far as what they pay them. So it was a little bit of a different deal there, I believe. I'm not 100%. I mean, I'm about 90% certain that that's right, because I've covered this before. Okay. And I think it was like a year or two ago when they talked about it big time. But let's continue on in the article. Says, this is a truly historic moment. U.S. Soccer President Cindy Parlow Cone said in a statement, these agreements have changed the game forever here in the United States and have the potential to change the game around the world. Under the agreements, which run through 2028, soccer will become the first federation of the world to equalize FIFA World Cup prize money awarded to the teams for participating in World Cups, according to the announcement. So there you go, right there. This is what it's all about. What FIFA gives. They're going to be getting the men's money, is what it sounds like, to balance it out for them. So it's not necessarily that the U.S. Soccer Federation is paying them more or paying them the same as they would pay to the men. They're just going to take from the men's World Cup earnings, if they make the World Cup, and they're going to balance out so that they both get the equal amount of money through that, which is a roundabout way of doing it, because it's still kind of depends on the men making the World Cup, which it didn't make it last time. Let's see.
Let me ask you this: what is each of these entities responsible for? FIFA versus the U.S. Federation.
Dude, you don't even want to get into FIFA. FIFA is almost like FIFA is the mob, like real talk.
Damn.
They are sports mafia.
Okay.
It's for real. Like for instance, when the World Cup went to Brazil, FIFA changed the laws in Brazil that they could only sell one kind of beer, and that the city, nor the government, nor the individual businesses could make any money off of that. All sales go to FIFA. So what FIFA does is they basically put in have legislation for the country changed so that they get first dibs on all product, on all World Cup, everything. They get the money, and they'll build the the countries will build the stadiums if they're building for the World Cup. So you're paying to build for everything, and you can't even sell what you got. You got to sell what we tell you to sell, and then we gonna get that money.
So they pimping,
and then we out.
and then we really out here pimping. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know it was like that. I mean, from what I gathered, it's like the Olympics then.
It's crazy, dude. It's like not fair. People get it twisted. You don't make money hosting the World Cup. You really don't make money hosting it. You lose money.
I mean, you seem like, I can't remember which Olympics it was, but like all these buildings that were built like in the 21st century, and now they're like in disrepair.
Yeah, they're not even being. They're not even like. Yeah, completely fucking desolate.
All this shit.
Desolate.
Now there's nothing for them to do with it, and they didn't make enough money to keep it
up. In Brazil, there were like stadiums that they had built that were like only accessible through boat. And once the World Cup was done, it's like that stadium is part of the jungle now.
Wow. This is insane. Yeah, they're really out here pimping people.
Okay, so the men made the World Cup for Qatar, apparently. Guaranteeing them $12 million for qualifying. So, see, okay, so how does this play out then? This is where it gets where I think it's going to get. We're going to go through the rest of the article and we're going to talk about it because I think it gets a little hairy. It's a little hairy with this. So let's see what they say here. Let's keep going. Let's see here. Where was I? First. Okay. In addition to compensation. Okay, no. Here we go. The agreements also ensure that players on the women's and men's teams will be paid identical appearance fees and game bonuses, as well as a share of equal portion, as well as share an equal portion of the profits U.S. Soccer makes from its broadcast partner or sponsorship deals. In addition to compensation, the agreements outline new and enhanced benefits to provide childcare, paternal leave, and protections that guarantee equal quality of venues and field playing services for both teams, among other stipulations. Let's see. In 2016, 5 U.S. women's soccer stars, Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe, Hope Solo, Carly Lloyd, and Becky Sauerbrunn, filed a discrimination complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Then in 2019, 28 members of the U.S. women's national team filed a lawsuit against USSF for gender discrimination and unequal pay. Earlier this year, the U.S. women's national team agreed to a $24 million settlement for the U.S. $24 million settlement, all right, for the U.S. Federation lawsuit over unequal pay for the men's national team. The settlement, however, was contingent on the ratification of a new collective bargaining agreement for the U.S. Women's national team and U.S. Soccer. Wednesday's announcement comes 6 months before the men's national team is slated to compete in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Okay, so they got this deal done. They feel good about this deal, and look, it looks like a fucking great deal for them. So they got a $24 million settlement. Are they splitting that with the men's team?
It looks like it's just
probably not.
It looks like it's just
probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some back pay in there, and maybe for some of the women that played and are no longer with the team, maybe they do something for them.
Now that if they're going to do that I can vibe with.
I mean, that's some shit. They're
going to go back and pay some money back to some of the players who've been gone, who were instrumental for the growth of the women's team. Then I'll take that money, split that up for them, and let them get some bread. That'd be good.
Who's the woman that popped her shirt off and got this whole thing started?
I remember. I know you're talking about. She got that. That's when they got the first one.
Yeah. So
that was huge.
That generation.
I remember that.
Go back and take care of them. I mean,
that's true. That's
we
real
always do
talk.
the same shit. When our CBAs come up, we always find a way to go back and take care of the guys that got us here.
That came before. Yeah, you got to get them. You got to get them taken care of. That's why I wasn't a huge fan of what they did in this past CBA, because what they did, which that's why DeMaurice Smith needs to go as the head of the NFLPA, in my opinion, is you can't allow the owners to nickel and dime the post football career benefits because they're giving you more of the real-time football career benefits.
Right.
Like they boosted up, minimum payment for players. They boosted up minimum payment for vets. They give, they expanded on just on practice times and padded practices and number of practices. All those things, they keep making it more and more smooth. And what do they do on the back end? They say, okay, well, 3 years from now, we're gonna take 5% of line of duty back. We're gonna take, and then 2 more years after that, we're gonna take 10% of pension money. We're gonna take 10% of that back. So it's like they over here just setting up the cats who already retired. They just, I mean, shit, they can't even give us lifetime health care. I mean, shit, can we get that? If you're gonna take some of the bread, give us lifetime health care back then.
Right.
Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, when we were playing, there was, strong leadership, from our end, from the players.
Oh yeah, because the players knew
that
that these cats was trying to screw them.
Yeah, guys that would, stand on the table and make sure that the old cats were taken care of.
Yeah,
And, maybe we lost a couple points here and there, but I mean, it seems like they're just
even the practice squad guys. They got I remember the 2010 CBA. That's where they got the practice squad guys from some dang health care.
Mm-hmm.
So shoot, they
need the most. Hell,
they need that. They're just tackling dummies out there. They need that. But I look at this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so if they do that with that 24 million, if they break that 24 million up and take care of past players who are retired, set up maybe a program for some kind of benefits for for those players who are like practice squad where they get a little bit of bread too. It's like give them nice little six figures for each of them because it's not a ton of players.
Right. Yeah.
You can spread that around.
Like 20, 25 players on a soccer team, something like that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I mean, 11 at a time.
Now, I think on the other end of that, if they're going to do that, then that's fine. But what is the $12 million if the men have to share their $12 million for qualifying? Let's say they make it, they ain't gonna make it out of group play. But if let's say they make it out of group play, they get another $5 million on top of that. Let's say they get $17 million. If they got to split $17 million with the women and give them exactly equal, then what are the women going to do with their money when they make it to the World Cup finals and the women's? And if they win it, they have to share that money too. Then right, they have to split that money with the men too, equal, right?
Right.
Because if they don't, then it ain't equal pay no more.
Oh, I'm sure. How much do they get for that?
Shit, if I know, let me see.
Oh wait. Thank you, Arian Yuda.
Women
says they got $4 million for winning in 2019.
Oh, they got $4 million?
Yeah, that's what the last.
Shit, they don't even get as much as the men get for just getting there.
So
okay, so $4 million. So that means it don't even matter because look,
so I got
to share $17 million. Then y'all got to share that $4 million, and we got to get half of that. We need 2 of that. Come on,
right.
Bring it over, because that's equal now. Now we're just splitting.
Yeah, we're gonna do this thing by the book.
And I don't got no problem with that. If that's how it's gonna work, then boom, you're right. It is a game changer because that'll improve their facilities. That'll improve everything that they do.
I'd gladly give away that $2 million to get 9.5 in return.
For real.
If the men get out of the group. So let's call it what it really is. Get that 6 in return.
Get you that 6 back. You know what I mean? I'll give up 2 for 6.
Yeah, I'll spend 2 for 6.
Shit.
That's better odds than Calvin really got.
So, even at that, right? If you're doing the math, obviously the men are losing in that. They're losing in that. That means they lose $6 million.
Right.
Which at the end of the day, is it really equal pay if you end up taking a net negative?
So I'm assuming that they weren't giving the women anything from the men's cut prior to this? Okay.
But the men also, but again, it still boiled down to that the men's side of soccer makes way more money.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. So
revenue is always going to be skewed.
It's always going to be skewed. So if they have to give you money, then they lose. They're not making equal pay. They're losing money.
Right.
But you can make it look nice and say, yeah, it's equal. Okay, fine. Well, what happens when the women's game gets to a point where it's making comparable money to the men's? Then it's really not going to be equal no more unless they share in everything still. But
I think you have to go 50-50.
And I think that's the argument that a lot of people are kind of like confused with about the WNBA as well. Because it's like,
but how much
NBA is literally holding the WNBA above water.
They're in the red every year.
I mean, the NBA was getting nervous during the bubble year because they was like, whoa. Y'all might have to go like 10 games this season. You know what I mean? That might be all we can pay for, because, we ain't got no fans in here. We got the COVID. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to just play like 10 games in a best of 3 series all the way through. Because we can't do that shit this year. We can't do that.
Matter of fact,
they took out a loan. The NBA took out a loan to pay for the WNBA last year or in 2020.
I find it hard to believe they don't have some kind of war chest.
Bruh, the war chest went all the way to the men. Because it was like, yo, if these motherfuckers if they ain't right, nobody's playing this year.
Wow. Matter of fact, can y'all just do like a 2K tournament?
For real. Hey, we just gonna do that's why they was at Disney. They was like, you know what, we just gonna do Wild World of Sports, baby. We ain't gonna be traveling nowhere because can't nobody afford that shit now.
Damn.
Shit. But that's what, at the WNBA, a lot of women are, I mean, and I ain't mad at them. Like they want equal pay, but it's like, come on, you got to be real about the situation y'all's in. Y'all aren't even like, y'all are playing and being paid off of red money. That's all a loss. Like everything is a loss.
Yeah.
What you want? What do you want them to do? They're still giving y'all 6 figures. Shit. I mean, you can't live off 6 figures. Yes, you can. You just want to live like the men live. But you don't understand. They've been around 75 years. That infrastructure is in there. It's culturally been adopted. It's, women's basketball is known. It has been around long enough to see more growth than it has shown. And that's a problem. But the teams are, the NBA is still standing behind it and still holding it up and still losing money on it willfully. So,
at what point, I mean, they'll prop this thing up until
they just
I don't think they stop.
I mean, they're just gonna keep going. As long as they make money, they're gonna prop it up, because the moment they don't prop it up, it's gonna collapse.
Yeah, as long as they have enough money to prop it up, I think they will. I don't think you can let the WNBA fold.
No, they won't let it fold, because there's so many ramifications if they let it fold.
It doesn't even matter how much you're losing.
It doesn't matter. They're going to get massive backlash. They're going to get, it's going to be, I mean, it would be such a debt to call in for the NBA as well. Like, because you got a litany of things that you're going to have to do to shut it down. And then eventually somebody's going to try it again. Think they can do it better.
Mr. McMahon, gotta come and scoop.
Yeah. With the WXNBA, the XWNBA. WNBA Ultra. So somebody's gonna try and do it again
instead of a tip off or something crazy.
I mean, they're gonna put them in lingerie and be like, "Hey, y'all are hooping like this now." That's just like lingerie football league. Man, look,
Yes, so.
That's a league, real talk, that they need to take more serious, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because I watched like 3 or 4 of the lingerie football league games. Yo. Them chicks were hitting. They was trying to take heads off. I was like, oh. I was like, yo, y'all need better pads. Because what you're doing.
Like, you know what I mean? Like women can get CTE too. Like,
yeah, I was like, yo, because these hits y'all are hitting each other with, and y'all are doing this shit on like turf. Y'all ain't even doing it on like grass. Like, y'all need better pads. Like, and I'll say this, because I thought about it for a minute, because, look, it's lingerie football. It looks, it's made to have sex appeal, right? But I actually feel like they're too exposed. Like, there's too much skin in that. I feel like they should have like the tights on as pants, like we got, like men got. Yeah. Because it looks better that way. Their outfits look better with them having like some kind of tights that go down to their knees.
You have like the team colors and shit.
You can put on like the Nike basketball tights. Because the way that it looks, where it's just like they're wearing underwear and then they're wearing like sports bras with like these weak ass, like, I don't know, halfway hockey pads on top.
Yeah, it's like,
and like they're hitting. These are like athletic girls, like big girls.
Right, yeah. I've seen
thick. They some thick old girls. They over here just I'm hitting motherfuckers. And I'm like, oh.
Like,
I saw some good stuff. They were running offense. They were actually they were taking it serious. And the coaches were taking it serious. It's just that, like, the branding of it doesn't take it as serious as it should, which is a shame because they got some. I mean, the Atlanta team, them bitches were thugging. I was like, whoa. It's just
you definitely want something to protect your skin when you're falling on that fucking turf.
Oh, hell yeah. Women's sports leagues are just a different kind of beast because, unfortunately, they are going to continue to be second rate in comparison because there is just elements of it there's elements of excitement that you can't get out of their games that you can in the men's. Not to say that it's not exciting, but I mean, shoot, man, ask me if I've ever watched the WNBA finals. No, I haven't. I don't even know. I have no idea who is. I can't tell you any team that's the only basketball player I can really tell you about that I can say and I know is Cheryl Swoops.
But I don't know when they play their finals. I mean, I don't know when.
I ain't never seen a commercial for it. I mean,
they have a lot of commercials.
Yeah, I ain't even seen the commercial.
I think you got to go. I mean, I imagine it's probably in the summertime.
I don't know when their season starts. I don't even know what season they play.
They need to be in that time after the NBA finals before training camp. I mean, I know you can't squeeze a whole season in there, so maybe, go up till the start of the league.
They're playing right now, and look, man, and I don't even want to. I'm not trying to shit on women's sports, but I mean, because you know what I do. I found the women's soccer team to be very interesting. Their games are exciting because their games are good. I like their games. Them bitches dominate.
Like to see winners win.
Yeah,
so I will watch the U.S. women's soccer team. I might not watch the women's pro leagues,
Yeah, their international play, women's international play is always good.
I mean, if America's doing something and we're doing it the best, you're damn right I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. America's like our female sports international play is good shit to watch because we be out there steamrolling these chicks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the ones that are supposed to be our tough competition, it's only a tie game till about the 50th or 60th minute. Then the women just start railing off goals on their ass.
Right.
Shoot. Unless they play Japan in the finals. Because Japan it was like, they got their get back on them. But that first time, Japan came in there and just mollywopped their ass. I was like, whoa, I ain't got a chick that's even 5'5". How y'all over here getting how y'all getting stuck like this?
Oh shit.
But no, they're good. It's soccer is always fun to watch, regardless of men or women, because it's competitive. Because there's not a huge difference. Oh, well, there is a huge difference, but
I think the games are similar enough.
Yes,
it's not like
it's not like seeing a dunk versus a layup.
Exactly. Like they're still kicking the ball into the fucking net. I mean, maybe there's probably fewer like diving headers on crosses and shit like that. But the game is similar enough where I can appreciate
similar enough, yes. But it's with the NBA, with the WNBA, it's just not. It's going to be rough for them. I mean, I don't see any other way around that.
For pro leagues, though, you can only pay what you make.
Like, you can only pay based on what you're bringing in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're getting some outside help, but within reason. I mean, the NBA is not going to be, okay, we'll give you Steph money. That's never going to happen.
No.
I mean, surely they can probably negotiate for a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it takes money to make money, and if you ain't making any,
you got to make a lot to get paid a lot. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
this is how it boils down to.
And no one's like bending over backwards to throw TV money at that product, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, you're right. So let's move on here to Mavericks and Golden State. This is going to be game one. It's going to be about 50 minutes out. They'll be playing. Start at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
It's
Mavericks taking on Golden State. Huh?
It's better than the last round because they were starting at 10. I wasn't finishing
really
games. Yeah, last round they were starting 10 Eastern, I think.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, Mavs in 5. I didn't see that.
We got some spicy hot takes here on First Things First. Let's listen to the prediction. Mavs in 5, baby.
Because, I had the foresight, the wisdom, the brilliance to pick the Mavs 2 months ago. So why would I change now? The question is how many games? The Warriors, to have any shot in this series, are going to need to be able to come back from a 3-1 deficit because the Mavs are winning tonight. They're winning both of the 2 in Dallas. It's going to be 3-1 going back to San Francisco, and it's not going back to Dallas after that, except for the NBA Finals. Mavs in 5, and here's why. Okay.
Mavs in 5. I like the way he thinks.
Big talk.
I mean, that's an optimistic view. That's an optimistic look at this. I will give him that. That's optimistic.
He's got them losing game 2 in San Francisco. And then
because they only need to win 1 for the next
game. That's the formula.
That's it. You win one and you win your home games.
Take 1 on the road and defend your house.
They need 1 in San Fran and then 2 at home. Now I think Dallas will get. I think they're going to get the 2 at home. It's just
it's proving hard.
It's going to be very hard to get. It's going to be very hard to get 1 in San Fran.
And Steph better not leave his mama, in gym pop. Because someone gonna be, they might not touch her, but hey, they're gonna be giving her a hard time.
You better put Steph better put his mom up in one of them suites. Because you already know how these Dallas fans do, baby.
And she fine.
Somebody might put an arm around her shoulder. Hey, let me holler at you. Holla. Mavs in 5. Now, honestly, I think this series, this is going to be a great measuring stick for Luka Doncic, I think, because this is you're going up against a well-seasoned like KFC. Like, this is a Golden State team that's been through it all. They've seen it all. They've done it all.
But maybe
there's not going to be,
maybe they're getting a little long in the tooth with all that seasoning.
That would be the ideal situation, is that this is a team that is going to run out of gas, hopefully, as you get longer into the series, because, the Western Conference is just such a hard conference to come out of. You almost have to play game 7s all the way through to get to the finals. And then you won't, and that's why Eastern Conference teams sometimes can get the slip on a Western Conference team in the finals.
Yep.
Because that Western Conference team has already played 3 7-game series. Like, come on. Like, they've been just trying to gather themselves. Y'all got like a week off while they were still playing all the way through in the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
But I really think that this is going to be a measuring stick for the Mavericks as a franchise, because, people are saying, and this is the thing that I always hated, when I was playing, is that when we beat a team, that team didn't lose. We beat them. And I think that there's a little bit of a narrative. It's not a huge one, but there's a little narrative that the Phoenix Suns just collapsed. When no, they did not collapse.
We helped them.
This was level playing field, and both teams knew what was on the line. Both teams fully understood what was at stake. Yeah. And one team came out and executed at the best they've executed the entire series, and one team did not.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest difference.
Now, being forced to collapse is a little bit different than just collapsing.
A what?
It definitely has something to do with it.
What?
If you're going to argue that they collapsed. But yeah, I can't stand shit like that. Like somebody won this fucking game.
If you're going to argue they collapsed, then I mean that to me that's not legitimate because it was a game 7.
Yeah,
it's one way. It's a one-way street. You either going out or you going back home.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know what's at stake. It's not like this team snuck up on you and just swept you out the playoffs.
Yeah, they were going tit for tat. I mean,
you were going tit for tat. You had your chance, and
y'all
both had one bullet left in the pistol.
Yeah, that's all.
And they fired off, and they missed. I mean, he dropped the gun basically. Why? He didn't a miss. He just fumbled the fucking revolver, and the Maverick was just.
Oh damn! Yeah, that is.
So
this shit was unloaded.
Yeah, they forgot to put the clip in. They looked like, oh shit.
Damn.
But it's let's see here. And we got some. I guess there's some more. Let's listen to a little bit more here. Got some more.
Okay. Mavs Warriors game 1 tonight.
I mean, look how he did that, cat. My God.
All right, here we go, guys.
I mean, a little bit of the MJ shove off.
No, he didn't touch him.
He didn't touch him?
All right, here we go, guys.
I thought that left hand was in his.
He crossed to that left hand.
Okay. Hey.
It looks like he on a slip and slide. He got his hands up.
Warriors game 1 tonight from the Bay. One big question for the Warriors. How do you stop an unstoppable force?
All right, so
is
you don't
scary.
say.
Okay, so let's
I do. The legend wins it all. You gotta give him the title of the best player in the world. And so, Nick, I'm gonna surprise you. I am going with Warriors in 6. Warriors in 6. Did you hear me? Yeah, look, I'm gonna admit, Luka is scary. Luka is scary.
You don't say.
He said Luka is scary.
He said, you don't say.
Luka might be the scariest motherfucking player. I mean, come on. I mean, because some people are saying Jimmy Butler right now. I mean, I like Jimmy Butler. I really do. I've liked Jimmy Butler since the Timberwolves days.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I just like him because he's from Texas.
And he's from. I mean, come on, man. We put out the best athletes always.
And he's like an underdog type cat that always had to bust his ass.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like Jimmy Butler, I think him and Luka, if the Mavericks, and that's why I think the Mavs gonna win too, man. I feel like that is because there's about to be a changing of the guard, and who are the start of the next generation of NBA players, and that's Luka, Butler, and other young players, John Morant, like that's the changing of the guard.
I don't think Butler's next.
Well, no, he's been in here. Yeah, Jimmy Butler. Yeah, he's like what, 7 years in?
Yeah, I think he's sliding out of his prime. Maybe another year.
You think Jimmy Butler's sliding out of his prime? I feel like he's in his prime.
No, I'm saying like in the next 2 or 3 years, I think he's
depends. But he's young. I think he's young.
Is he?
I think so. Let me see.
I feel like he might be like, well, I say 30.
Jimmy Butler. Oh, he's 32.
So I mean, probably another 4 or 5 good years.
Yeah, I'd say about five good years, 5 more good years.
The league's not going to push him like they're going to push Luka because he's 23.
I mean, as long as he's in Miami, he's going to be because I mean that's like if he gets them to the finals, that's the second coming of Dwayne Wade for them.
Yeah, true.
That's the second coming of Dwayne Wade for them. So he's going to get pushed.
I love him. I love him.
I love him too. I've always liked his game. I've always liked how he plays. I thought that he was going to be. I thought he was going to be that dude in Minnesota. Then they start bouncing him around, and when they say, he was still balling wherever they bounced him around. It's just they never really really Chicago fucked up and let him out.
Yeah,
that's when I knew that. I knew he was a star. That's when he really hit he had his breakout year with Chicago, and then they got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, I just kept an eye on him. He was in Minnesota. I thought that was gonna be like the spot. He was gonna push them to become a contender.
Right.
And then he's gone from there. Now he's in Miami. He really has, they've had their ups and downs, but the cat has delivered in Miami. So
he's the type of guy that like changes the culture of a team, and obviously he rubs people the wrong way. Like if you're not like a hard nosed, scrappy type of guy, you're probably not going to get along with Jimmy.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get along because he was built and he was molded as a player in that Chicago system with what's his name? Who was their head coach? Who pure Thibodeau system, which Thibodeau.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Thibodeau system. Thibodeau was pure defense, pure tough. He was a tough as nails coach. This cat would play the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
He would not come out. It's like, yo, you're gonna play all the minutes, and I want great defense, and that's what he was. I mean,
and you still got to get
that dude. And even though that was the style that he was known for coaching, like that's how he molded Jimmy Butler's mentality to be a tough-nosed, hard-nosed player. That's why you can't really shake Jimmy Butler.
Right.
He's not going to get shook when he's in a game because he's built for that kind of like high pressure, high anxiety gameplay.
And one of the best playoff performers, like his game in the playoffs compared to regular season.
Oh yeah,
it's damn like Eli.
Yeah, he comes through, but it's crazy because
playoff mode and he's going fucking bananas.
Luka is like, I think him and Jimmy Butler are like I can't remember what the stat was, but they said Luka's at this point in his career has done more in the playoffs from a statistically than Jordan, than multiple different players, Hall of Fame players. So kind of crazy, man. I think it's it's about to be Luka time. Let's listen to a little bit more of this.
That's the future.
Yeah. Let's listen to a little bit more of this, and then we'll start thinking about wrapping this thing up there.
But I got the Warriors winning this series in 6 games, as I said. And Luka's going to get his. You can't stop him, all right? Don't tell me, don't worry about the individual matchup. Who's going to guard him? Wiggins, Draymond. Because they're going to get their picks and switch on to they're going to get the matchup that they want. Luka going against Steph at times and Jordan Poole at times and whoever they want to put him against.
Bruh, this cat, and to me, the special thing about Luka Doncic that I have not seen in other players is that this cat, like, he could play every position because he will back down every player on your team, regardless of their size. He will back down a center. He'll back down a power forward, 6'7", like 230 pounds. Like, dude, this guy is beefy. A little beefy.
Thick ass boy.
You know what I'm saying? Slovenian cats, it's like, it's damn near, that's East European. That's like damn near being a Russian.
I don't know what kind of weights they lift or what they be doing.
Them cats lift tree logs. They don't lift weights.
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't look like he lifts any kind of weight.
He don't lift no weights. He
gets where he wants to go. As slow as he is.
Dense as shit. He can't run fast, but somehow he beats everybody down the lane.
No real foot speed. Can barely jump over a credit card. That bitch, he gets where he wants to get. And once he's in the paint,
that cat dunks one time a month. He'll dunk.
His footwork is fucking crazy once he gets you in the painted area.
Oh man,
his footwork is stupid. Like almost some like dream shake type shit.
There's a video.
Up and unders like he must have played center at some point.
There's a documentary that they're doing. Let's see. There is a documentary that they're doing. If you see this cat, let me see if I can pull up the video. I know I've seen it on here. They have a video of this cat when he was like 12. I mean, my God.
But he was playing pro
what this cat
14,
was doing,
right?
Huh?
He was playing pro at like 14 over in Europe, right?
He was. But this was this shit right here was so crazy because where's the video? because this cat was literally doing to cats then as like a 12-year-old. He was doing to them what he's doing to cats right now.
Oh wow.
Like that's what he's doing. He was shaking them cats down like it was nothing. And then he went between the cats.
Is Slovenia next to like a nuclear plant or something? There's gotta be something going on.
He got that good radiation.
I feel like they said in the bubble year, like they have more NBA players per capita than any country.
Oh, Slovenia?
I feel like they said that during the bubble year. I could be way off.
Maybe.
It's been some time.
Know.
They have like a good number of players from like a tiny ass country.
Let me see here, Luca. I'm trying to find this video. I've been seeing it. I watched it like 20 times the other day on Twitter. Young Luca.
Yeah, every now and then, I mean, like a fucking prodigy just comes along.
I mean, this cat, it was ridiculous what he was doing. I was just like, oh my goodness.
I mean, what's that? What's 12 years old? Like 7th
let me
grade?
find it. I got it right here.
6th or 7th grade. So that's even earlier than LeBron.
Bro, it was like, why is he doing this? How did he know how to do this? Like, what has he been watching? I'm about to pull it up here. I got it on my I got it on my notifications. Just got to go through here. But yeah, this dude was just like literally dribbling around people in circles. That's not it. Let me see. Okay. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, damn it.
They deleted?
I think I put up the wrong one.
Ah.
Oh, I can't believe it. I should have. I don't know why I didn't retweet it. I just kept watching the video. So I was like, man, this shit is dope. This cat is over here just balling. And it was just him just going coast to coast, literally. He was just going coast to coast and just laying up, doing the same thing. Anyways, well, I can't find that video, so we'll just worry about that.
What kind of youth leagues they got over there?
I don't even know what kind of youth leagues they got, but all I know is this cat was, his first move I saw on the video, he just dribbled in between some dude's legs on the fast break. When he crossed him, he dribbled in between that guy's legs when he crossed it. I was like, whoa.
Disrespectful.
I was like, wait, he did not just do that. Yeah, he did. He did. He did.
Now we got to fight.
Yeah, that's what I would be like. Now we got to fight.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I'll fight your dad.
Dishonored my family name.
Where your daddy at? We go fight.
You know what I'm saying? You have dishonored my family name, and I must have vengeance. I must. Oh yeah. If I ever see that video on here, I'm going to post it on my timeline because it was a great video. Anyways, so we'll get a little bit more of this, then we'll wrap this thing up because I think it's about
They'll
that
get
time.
that action going. But
now look, that's the center.
So Luka
like, yeah, gotcha.
But if you look at that Phoenix series, I think that Golden State will win this thing on the offensive end. They'll guard Dallas as well as you can, but they'll win it on the offensive end because Phoenix only had one real bona fide big time scorer, Devin Booker. All right, DeAndre Ayton, he's good, 17 points a game, but not a big time scorer. Chris Paul has always been a reluctant scorer. He can give you 22 a night if he wants to, but he's more of a traditional point guard and not going to do that consistently. Golden State, Nick, has three bona fide big time scores.
Do they?
And yes, I'm putting Jordan Poole in
We'll
there.
say Jordan
The
Poole?
Water Boys, I'm calling them.
What?
The Water Boys, the Splash Brothers, Stephen Clay, plus Jordan Poole, the Water Boys. All of them averaging 19 or more
workshop that
points in the postseason.
See, I don't think Clay. I think Clay Thompson is still dangerous, obviously, with the 3-point shot. But I think what made him special was his ability to get to the rack, like, as well. But I don't think he's necessary. I don't think he's, I don't think he's confident to go to the rack in the same way as he used to now.
Hell, I wouldn't be.
Not with the torn ACL and a torn Achilles.
But you know
Nah,
what,
I'm not getting to the rack.
my ass out here,
so
shoot
I'm
these
gonna be
J's.
just beep. That's what I do. That's what I do. So, I hear what he's saying there. I think, yes, you're always gonna have to worry about Steph, and you gotta respect Clay.
I mean, some of
Jordan
his best
Poole,
games
I don't know.
was just when he gets hot from three. Like I remember, I can't remember which game. Maybe the one he scored 60. He had something like 10 dribbles in the fucking game because it's just come off of a screen.
Just come off a screen, catch and shoot.
I mean, that's
But
he's
I mean,
also great at. But also you got the threat of him blowing by you, which isn't really there anymore.
Yeah.
And his defense is a little less, than it used to be too.
Not
Of course,
same,
you can lose.
he's not going to play great D like that anymore. He'll probably be serviceable, but not nothing. Not. He was damn near a lockdown.
Yeah, he was
before he tore his shit.
I mean, that's kind of how he made his name. I mean, he was a great defender that could also shoot threes, and then over time, became more of an offensive option alongside.
Yeah. So that is the two people that I guess would matter in regards to listening to their predictions on the game. The other ones we don't care too much about, folks, but that is going to be it for us here because I think that's kind of, we don't really have much else to really go into today, folks. It's been a dry news day, but we pulled something together for you folks. We hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time on the live stream. And definitely hit that notification bell so that you get notified each and every time we get on for our live streams. We will be dropping some clips from our live streams in the days after. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. I usually try to drop one or two after we have a live stream just to kind of get people who didn't get a chance to watch it the opportunity to see, just separated parts that aren't going to be, the whole hour-long podcast. So appreciate you guys for being in here with us. We are going to catch y'all again next week. We might do a casual Friday this week. You never know. I'll let you guys know in the meantime. But hope everybody has a good one, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.
Go Mavs.
Go Mavs.